35 years. 35 years he was in our country illegally. 35 years he was benefiting off of the system here in the United States for 35 years. That's longer than I've been on this earth. So he's been in this country illegally more than I've been alive. And look, do I agree that ICE killed him? No, I don't agree with that. But the point that I'm trying to make is that he had 30 years. He was 50 something years old. In his 20s, he came into this country illegally. He had 30 years to get his paperwork done.
35 years. 35 long years. Building a life, contributing to society, the economy. 35 years. Building a family, building a reputation, helping out neighbors, being a good person. Most human beings are like that. There's a few bad apples, but there are mostly good human beings. And I'm sure this man was no different. I will say your entitlement and ignorance is on full display with this video. Let me tell you a little bit of factual information that Google can tell you. You can look it up for yourself. Out of the 11 million documented immigrants in this country, did you know that only 15 to 20% of them are eligible for an immigration benefit? 15 to 20% can fix their papers, are eligible to fix their papers. Now that could be through a humanitarian visa like VAWA, T visa, U visas. Could be married to a U.S. citizen, which by the way is no guarantee that you will get permanent residency. It could be asylum. It could be so many things that make people eligible, but only 15 to 20% of that 11 million are eligible for that benefit. Do you think that undocumented immigrants, first of all, they left a life that's worse than here, okay? Most of them came here for that, for a better life, just like all our ancestors did. Look how white I am. Mine did the same thing. Do you think they wake up in the morning and choose to be undocumented? You don't think that if they could, they would fix their papers? Who wants to live that way? Why would they say to themselves, oh, let me make my life harder by not fixing my documentation? They are not eligible. They cannot do it. That is why they don't. And then you mentioned that they could self-deport and they'll get fast-tracked back into the country. You honestly believe that? Do you realize that immigration law says that if you deport yourself or get deported and you've been here for over a year undocumented, that you'll get a 10-year bar? You'll be barred from the United States for 10 years. There is no fast track. There's no fast track. It doesn't exist. Legally, it doesn't exist and it cannot happen. The fastest track that they have is 10 years. They have to wait 10 years. It's a lie. It's a scam. There's no money. I think there's been very few people that have said they've gotten money. And I know a few people that have self-deported. They did not get the money. And I believe the fine print says if you cross the border without papers, without documentation, you are not eligible for that money. There's no money. It's a scam that, again, you believe. But my grandparents came the right way. I guarantee that if your grandparents came today, they wouldn't be allowed in. I guarantee that. If it was them coming over at this time, in this period in history, they would not be accepted. They wouldn't. Do you know how long family visas take? I-130s of a U.S. citizen petitioning a family member in Mexico? Do you know how long that takes for an I-130 to be approved? It's like 25 years, 30 years right now. I think they're working on like 2006 right now. Who's waiting around for that shit? Your grandparents wouldn't have made it over in today's immigration world because it's not the same. Anything after the mid-1990s has not been the same. This is why we need immigration reform. But people like you rather get on here and basically put down a dead man, with another lie that ICE says yet again, oh, we had to defend ourselves. They were coming after us. Bullshit. They use the same fucking story every single time this shit happens. And you fall for it. You believe it. It's disgusting.